Hey, if you're watching this, you're already probably familiar with Mission Metallica, so welcome and enjoy. So, the record's done, it's finished, and you guys go out on tour with Raven. It's your first real, big tour. Well, how was that? How was it touring with those guys? Obviously, you were fans of theirs, and they, I guess, apparently became fans of yours as well, obviously.
That was insane. It was, 12 guys in a motorhome, again, about half the size of where we are here, and everybody sleeping on top of each other and driving around in the United States in July and August in a vehicle. The main thing I remember about the vehicle was it had no air conditioning.
Perfect.
And there was a little Ryder truck, and this camper, the Raven guys call them the camper, and it was great. It was fucking everything you wanted it to be. It was a bunch of 20, 21-year-old kids on the road fucking having the time of their lives. I mean, it was, the Raven guys were a little older than we were and were a little less delinquent than we were. And, they had their fun, but they weren't as nutty as we were. And, fucking just, as soon as the gig was over, then it was just jumped in a vodka bottle and went out looking for girls. I mean, that's pretty much what we did,
I remember being in front of, kind of when it all started, we were getting our road crew together, and the Metallica road dogs, as we called them, a lot of guys in Jersey, because that's where we were. I remember being out in front of this guy's house, getting Kill 'Em All for the first time, the record itself going, whoa, yeah, looking on the back going, oh, it's a wrong picture or something, or, pulling it out and seeing the black and whites on the sleeve, Cliff's all pissed because the picture was wrong, but just, could not believe, this is our record, look. And then when we hit the road, actually taking records out and throwing them out into the crowd, which was, it was very cool, but, every record that got thrown out got broken and destroyed, but, you're getting the record out there. It's kind of cool. We're on tour with Raven, which is one of these things where, before that we were doing gigs with Venom in, the Paramount Theater there, and kind of those early famous gigs, but going on the road with Raven, it was a blast. Heading across the states from east to west in a Winnebago and a white truck with all our gear in it, and we're sharing the Winnebago with Raven, and we're fighting for the top bunk and all of this, and those guys were a little bigger than us at the time, and especially the drummer, and
how did you understand them? First time I ever met them, I couldn't understand a word they said. They talked 1,000 miles an hour, that crazy accent.
Yeah. Oh, it took some, there was a learning curve, no doubt. And they'd make fun of us, and then we finally got to understand when they're taking the piss and when they're not. We learned the English humor early on, we definitely survived, and they learned quite a bit, I'm sure, as well about America at that time.
No, definitely you could feel. It was a fairly unorthodox tour in that it was. We played a couple shows in the New York area, and then a show in Rochester or something. Then the next gig was in Arkansas or something. We played 4 shows in Arkansas in cities you've never heard of, and it was very it was unusual in its structure because at this time, heavy metal band from Newcastle, England, and a bunch of upstarts from San Francisco. It wasn't like there was it was a bit like a big market. We played some cool places and played some cool gig, a great gig in Chicago and so on. But there was also sort of Johnny Z found a guy in Arkansas, and I swear to you, we woke up, one day and we were in Arkansas, standing out in I'm not talking about Little Rock. I'm talking about 100 miles from Little Rock, on a field, looking a piece of concrete in a field with cows around it. This is where, us and Raven are playing tonight. There was those type of moments also on top of the cool Chicago gigs and so on. So it was nutty.
I remember pulling up in the middle of nowhere, Bald Knob, Arkansas. Bald Knobs, interesting name for a place, man. We pull in the afternoon, and we're playing basically on a cement block in a field, and it's summer, and there's bugs flying, bugs I had never seen in my life before, showing up like, whoa. And, I think back then Lars was quite a bit more, brainy. I mean, he was, not that he is now, but brainier than I was, and he was collecting, all the reviews and a little more, obviously more worldly, being from Denmark and, traveling all around with his, dad in that world. But, I think he was a little more aware of what was going on. I was really just out having a good time, man. And here we are, and here's another bar. We're gonna kick its ass, But I clearly remember Cliff and I being, just we're gonna destroy. Let's go,
So thanks for hanging out and telling us about that wonderful record that came out 25 years ago. You guys did called "Kill 'Em All."
Yeah, it is unbelievable. It's been 25 years. It seems way longer, but way shorter too. And heading into get on the next record.
Awesome. Well,
Never satisfied. All right.
Thanks, man.